Let's talk about the biggest problem with every single stock market channel on YouTube, including my own. I want to have an honest, transparent conversation with you guys without all the bullshit, because it's really important that you get this information. Unfortunately, most or probably many or all of these channels won't have this conversation with you because it goes directly against their interest, and I don't blame them for that. These channels want to get views, and what I'm about to tell you goes against that purpose because it inherently reduces the amount of views they'll get. And I'm fine with it. I'm fine with even my views going down because I really want you to have this information. This isn't for views or clicks. There's not a lot of clickbait here. I'm not going to be calling out any specific channels on this video. There's not going to be any blood. The reason, by the way, why is not because I'm a nice guy. It's because I think the problem is systematical and shared by every single channel on YouTube, including mine. So what is this problem? And this is not clickbait, so hear me out. Let me explain. If you think a couple years back, people weren't kind of apprehensive about going to the stock market, right? A lot of the people who are trading today wouldn't set foot in a trading app or even in the stock market because it's scary and it's dangerous. However, with how the stock market has been behaving in the past few years, more and more people out of what you would call the retail investor community are in the stock market. That's great because they're making a lot of money, and I get it. I did make a video warning you about the dangers of that and how to kind of hedge that, and that's a separate video. That's not the purpose of this video. What I do want to talk to you about is actually something different. Let's talk about the biggest problem with YouTube stock market channels, including my own. Now, unfortunately, this is not the sort of conversation you'll probably get from most of these channels, if not all of them. The reason being not because they're bad people. In fact, some of them are some of the best people I've known. It's because it goes directly against their financial interest to have this conversation with you. In fact, it goes against my own, and I'm fine with it. I do want you to have this information. So here's the thing. Let me explain. Every single stock market channel on YouTube, including my own, has a major inherent structural problem you need to be aware of. That doesn't mean you shouldn't watch these channels. That just means you should be more aware about the biases and the subjective matters that go behind making these videos. Now, here's the thing. If you look back a couple years ago, most of today's retail investors were not in the market. In fact, the percentage of retail investors in the card market, in the stock market, is insanely high. It's probably the highest it's ever been. And for good reasons. You can make a lot of money in the stock market right now. Everything is going up. The market is boiling hot. I get it. I did make a video warning you about the dangers of that situation and how to defend yourself against a potential crash. And that's a whole different video. Now in this video, I want to talk to you about a problem that this new situation is creating. Because everybody is on the stock market right now. There's a lot of retail investors in the stock market. They're inexperienced. So they're turning to YouTube for advice. They're looking for sources, for information, and for some credible, objective advice on how to trade. And that actually creates a huge amount of demand. And when you have a huge amount of demand, you have a huge amount of supply. So if 2 years ago, there were not a lot of stock market channels at all, now there's a flood of them. Every day I found out 10 more new channels in the stock market niche, and that's fine. They all look like very respectable, nice gentlemen, and I have nothing against them. The problem is that there's a lot of noise. When you have a massive supply of information coming out, that creates a race to the bottom, or rather a race to the top, depending how you want to look at it. Because let me give an example. If about 2 years ago, I made a video that was saying, hey, I have a stock that will give you 10% over a year. That would have been a fine video with a fine click-through rate. We'll get a lot of views, a lot of clicks. Let's say the next guy comes in and say, hey, I can give you 20% with this stock. And then the next guy comes in, hey, I have a stock that will give you 50%. And then the guy after that, I have a stock that will give you 500%. And as you can see, this process of getting more extreme with the predicted results, let's call it this way, is getting more fierce. There's a race. Who can promise something insanely better so he can get the click instead of the other guy? And when you have this race to the bottom, or arms race, whatever you want to call it, the people create some sort of a bias. If I'm as a creator, I'm thinking about, okay, which video should I upload next? Should I upload a video that screams Neo to 300 or Neo to 400, like a lot of these yahoos post on YouTube right now? Or let me make a 20-minute video breaking down a company like Salesforce, a nice company, 20 years in the market, and let me show you how you can make 30% on the stock over the next 3 to 4 years. And that video is going to be a lot of time to make, and it's going to be a 20-minute, tough to watch video with a lot of work and also a lot of effort from you guys. Now, I actually did this video a couple days ago, and it was my worst video out of my last 10. So what you need to understand that a lot of these titles and headlines and thumbnails are not necessarily driven by some sort of a financial analysis, but rather by a click-worthy attempt to get you to click on their video. And that's fine, because there's a lot of people making videos about the stock market. You want to stand out and you want to be as sensational as possible. And I get it. I'm also to blame for some of it myself. I try to not do it, but every once in a while I'll slip up and I'll do it myself. No, that doesn't mean you shouldn't watch these channels. That doesn't mean you should ignore it. And that doesn't mean they give out bad advice. In fact, a lot of these videos actually have good, solid advice about companies that probably will do good. The thing is that you need to be aware of the fact that when you watch these videos, you need to give it the proper grain of salt. You need to say, okay, this is an entertainer. He's trying to get me to click on this video. I still need to do my own research, like I always say. Some of you think it's a joke, but I'm dead serious. I should still do my own due diligence. I should definitely listen to this guy, but let me make my own DCF. Let me make my own research to find out what I want to do with this stock, right? Let me see the financials. Let me see the management. Let me research the company. Let me see what other people are saying. Don't just make purchasing decisions based on some video on YouTube, even if it's my own. A lot of people have been saying, hey, Tom, you've been killing it with Twilio, with Adobe, with Salesforce is going up right now, Palantir, pretty much a lot of the companies I spoke about went up, and I'm happy for you. But I'm not a prophet, and I'm only human. I'm not a robot. I'll also do mistakes. I'm not your guru. I'm not your God. I'm definitely not a know-it-all kind of prophet. When I give you advice, you can trust that it's my best efforts and it's objective. I'm not getting paid to give you advice. Like most of these guys, I'm sure they're objective in their own mind. However, think about it. We're entertainers. We want to get you guys to click on the videos. So a lot of the things we'll be saying in these videos are also geared towards that. So you have to take that information, put it in the basket, and then create a new basket and put all your objective information in there and look at these and actually make a decision on your own. I don't want you making decisions based on YouTube videos straight up on a standalone basis, even if it's my own video. I want you guys to do your own research. Use these tools I've been teaching you, how to evaluate companies. Do your own path. And sometimes you won't agree with me and you tell me, hey, Tom, I think you're wrong in the comment section. And I'd appreciate that. I actually like that. Now, if somebody is an asshole in the comment section, or a snowflake, or a hypersensitive, echo chamber boy, I'm going to go at him or delete him, whatever. But if it's a straight up criticism saying, hey, Tom, appreciate the video, but you're wrong because A, B, C, D, F, G, I'll never delete that comment. Most often, I'll actually reply to it. So here's the thing. I don't want you going and saying, hey, Tom, I think you're talking about this channel, that channel. That's not the purpose of this video. I don't want you going and hunting channels that do these practices, because most of us, in fact, all of us, are biased. It's not about one or other channel. That's why I don't name anybody. I don't want you going and hunting people down. That's not the purpose of this video. I want you to listen to these guys, including myself, and I want you to learn to formulate your own opinion. Don't trust any single person on, I was about to say on the internet, on YouTube to make decisions about your money. And this is a conversation you won't hear from a lot of these channels, even though I'm sure they agree with me, because it weakens the perception of the product, and I'm fine with it. I'm fine with you not thinking that this is some sort of a AAA product. I'm good with you understanding that this video is just one more tool in your decision-making process. We're not your gods, and we definitely not know-it-alls. We are entertainers trying to get clicks. That's something you have to remember when you make a decision based on information you're getting from YouTube. Now, I hope this was helpful. I hope I didn't offend anybody in this video. I love every single person I interact with in the stock market community, YouTubers and investors. And if you have any issues with what I said or you disagree for any reason, let me know below. If you're not going to be a douchebag, I'm going to reply and actually talk to you about this. Now, if you're going to be an asshole about it, you're getting deleted. In any case, thank you so much. I hope this wasn't too long. I'll see you guys in the next video.